Good morning, everybody. Dr. Vasquez here, and today is February 9th of 2024, and today's topic is going to be my kind of in-process review of this new documentary published basically by a branch of the United States government called the PBS, or Public Broadcasting Station. The title of this documentary is Supplements and Safety, Full Documentary, Hidden Dangers of Vitamins and Supplements. This is produced on a show called Frontline. In the past, not that this really matters that much, but I'll go ahead and say it because I thought about it twice already today, so here it is. In the past, public television in the United States was considered to be left-leaning because they actually educated people about things that were important. And education itself for the public is kind of a liberal idea, so I guess that's why some people labeled this as kind of left-leaning. But now that those distinctions don't matter anymore, no one can even understand what's going on in the United States anymore in terms of left, right, conservative, liberal, or whatever. So anyway, that's just a side commentary. So I'm going to watch this video. I haven't watched it. I just found out about it last night. It was too late for me to do this review last night because I knew it would take probably 4 hours. And I knew that would be too stimulating for me to do at a late hour. So here we are about to dive into this. So I'll just play the video and kind of run my commentary. I'll pause the video to make my commentary. And if necessary, what I'll do is actually show the research that confronts or refutes whatever it is they say. I suspect, and I don't know, but I suspect this is going to be bullshit propaganda in the service of the pharmaceutical paradigm. So, the way politics works in the United States is a person, has the desire to be a politician and they have to run for office, and that takes millions of dollars. So, they of course are going to align themselves with whoever funds their campaign, and that ends up being the drug companies, because the drug companies, drug sales is one of the most profitable businesses internationally. So, basically the drug companies pay the politicians, and then the politicians implement policies to favor the drug companies. So it becomes a vicious cycle of one group paying the politicians effectively making sure that the drug companies are well paid. And the clearest example of that, of course, was Ronald Reagan, who gave financial and legal immunity to the vaccine companies. Why did he do that? Because the companies' product, vaccines, were so dangerous that they were on the verge of going broke, supposedly. And so they asked Ronald Reagan for legal protection, and he, of course, being a corporate shill that he was, gave them the protection that they asked for. And of course, then the consequence of that was that even though the language that they used to justify the laws protecting vaccine companies, they said that vaccines were unavoidably unsafe. Unavoidably unsafe is the language that they used. But then somehow that got turned around when the drug companies had legal and financial protection. Everybody started parroting this phrase that vaccines had been proven to be safe and effective, even though the justification for that law to give them financial and legal protection was based on the idea that they were unavoidably unsafe, and therefore they needed legal and financial protection. So the whole thing reality just got turned on its head at that time. Again, thanks to Ronald Reagan, who basically sold out the American population to the drug companies. So here we are. I'm about to dive into this. I'm a little slow right now, or a little unstimulated, I guess is the better way to say it, because I've only had half of 1 cup of coffee. Of course, this is a slightly larger cup of coffee, but this has protein powder mixed into it, so it's probably going to taste horrible. But anyway, here we go. I'm about to dive into this. It's going to suck. I hate doing this stuff But I also feel obligated to do this because I, with my diverse background and even more potent independent study, I'm in a unique position to evaluate this documentary. I studied, I first studied nutrition. Actually, I started before I even went to chiropractic college. But then I studied nutrition, of course, in chiropractic college. And then in naturopathic medical school, we had, nutrition integrated, of course, throughout the program. But I also studied with my nutrition professor, who was Alan Gaby, obviously one of the more famous pioneers in the nutrition world. But again, that was only the kind of the launching pad for my independent study. Because I published a lot of articles, I gave a lot of conference presentations, etc. And then I went to osteopathic medical school in Texas, and they didn't even mention the word nutrition, I don't think, in the entire 4 years of that program. So again, here we go. Let's dive into this and see how bad it is. If they say things that are accurate, I'll give them credit for accuracy. But they could also say things that are accurate in a slanted or imbalanced way, so that could still, spin this whole thing. But we're not going to know until we dive into it. So here we go. I've got everything charged and ready to go, plugged in, a little bit of battery backup for everything. So I suspect that this will go well, even though I happen to live in a region that loses electric power every once in a while. So if that happens, we'll just have to roll with it. Mostly me. Okay, here we go.
Tonight on Frontline,
a multi-billion-dollar-a-year industry.
the debate over supplements.
How could it be that you can sell something without any evidence that it's safe or effective?
They say their product.
Okay. God, it sucks. So I'm only 14 seconds into this, and it already sucks. So those are just clips from the video. I presume that they'll... Oh, wow. So this says that it originally aired on 2016, but it was just posted... They just posted it 2 days ago on YouTube. That's kind of weird. Anyway, let me start writing a few notes as we go here. So this is PBS, supposedly public television in the United States. Hidden dangers. So they're trying to make this scary. It's not just a danger, it's a hidden danger. That's already slant. Hidden danger, vitamins, and other supplements. That's the title of this. Apparently it aired in 2016, even though they just posted it 2 days ago in 2024. So I'll go ahead and rewind it because I've only gone 14 seconds. But you can see this is the typical stuff that they usually do. So the typical route of attack is, this is a multi-billion-dollar industry. So they're doing that to make it sound huge and dangerous and unregulated, and like this is the big elephant in the china shop, or the bull in the china shop. They're trying to make you jealous and suspicious of this multi-billion-dollar industry. Well, like I just reviewed recently, if you look at the data from medical organizations like the American Academy of Family Physicians published in their journal, American Family Physician, which was originally published by a medical review organization funded by the U.S. government. If you look at their own data, they have proven that the medical management of chronic pain is essentially completely worthless. And that's a multi-billion-dollar industry, but PBS isn't going to attack that. They're going to attack the nutrient industry. The other thing that this guy just said in his 14 seconds was that these have no I don't know what he said exactly. It was either no safety or no effectiveness or efficacy, but no evidence. Oops. No evidence, he said. No evidence of effectiveness. Well, what you have to understand in the United States is that nutrition companies are not allowed to make claims about specific diseases. We, those of us who have worked in the nutrition industry, are limited to what they call structure and function claims. So it's a huge paradox that, on the one hand, like this guy's attacking the industry for saying, well, you don't have proof. But if we in the industry were to say that we have proof, that would be illegal. So it's a huge, I'll just make some type of note here about the paradox. The paradox of proof versus legality. If a nutrition company, a nutrition company basically can't say anything about proof of effectiveness against a disease. So in a sense, what he's saying is wrong because he's saying that you don't have proof. But the truth of the matter is that the nutrition industry can't even state that it has proof. Because if they do, then the FDA considers that a drug claim. So for those of you, excuse me, outside of the U.S., the FDA in the United States is the Food and Drug Administration, and they're basically pawns to the drug industry. So they restrict the nutrition industry to the benefit of the drug industry. And so they put all these stupid rules and laws in place that basically gag and tie the hands of the nutrition industry. And then when the nutrition industry can't move forward with a certain, level of evidence, then they say, well, you have no evidence. And then we in the nutrition industry are saying, yeah, but we do have evidence, but you won't let us claim that evidence. So the whole thing is ridiculous. But let's just see. This is going to be a bit painful, but excuse me, a bit painful, but we got to move forward.
Tonight on Frontline,
A multi-billion-dollar a year industry.
the debate over supplements.
How could it be that you can sell something without any evidence that it's safe or effective?
They say their products will make you healthier.
So he did attack safety. So he attacks safety, which is kind of a non-issue. I mean, if you compare the safety of vitamins and minerals to drugs, obviously vitamins and minerals are going to be safer if they're reasonably dosed. Nutrition is basically the language of the human body. It's the biochemical language of the human body. So to say that it's inherently dangerous is inherently stupid because your body functions. I mean, every chemical reaction in your body requires nutrients as the precursors, coenzymes, cofactors, etc. So I suspect that this guy is just a shill and he doesn't know anything that he's talking about. So he's just going to use cliches to attack whatever point he wants to attack.
Consumers derive a benefit. Over half the country every day takes a supplement safely and effectively.
But critics say that many have fraudulent claims, could be dangerous, and should be regulated.
It almost takes a sacrificial lamb to die before the Food and Drug Administration can take any action.
Correspondent Gillian
Oh, hey, that was good fear mongering. So they showed, they're talking about deaths, and they show an ambulance going to the emergency room. Emergency room or emergency department. God, wow. I mean, we're 53 seconds into this, and it's already a complete attack piece.
investigates.
Oh, that doesn't smell good.
Very strong.
Smell is irrelevant. My God. So, I mean, look at what they just showed you. They showed you this woman smelling something, and she says it smells bad. Who cares what it smells like? I mean, first of all, it's irrelevant. It's her opinion. We have no context for what she's even talking about.
Long fishy smell.